person, who's currently in college do, in order to prepare for B school? Is it just, be a part of all the extracurricular activities because that kind of molds you to be a better leader? And I think that's what a lot of B schools look for, or at least they write. So, and I'm sure they do
Right.
look for. So,
Right.
or is it something else?
I would say this, it's part of the answer, but not the full answer. So the way I would define almost building your skills, there are really three elements to it. There's your hard skills,
Right.
there's or what you might call technical skills, but not in the same way as technical from an AIT perspective, right? So your hard technical skills, your soft skills, as well as I would say a large part is about having the right story. So I think, and let me talk to you each of those three elements. So on the hard skills, essentially, I used almost all of my TE year to prep, and that actually, surprisingly, if I think about back in the day, we had, I'm blanking on the name. Oh, yeah, I joined IMS, which is one of those CAT prep coaching institutes, and I remember really focusing in on the lessons they taught. I think it was really good to go through some of that refresher, which included basic concepts on problem solving, on data interpretation. I always had a soft corner for verbal. As I mentioned, you probably got a more right skill at that back in the day. Sorry, right brain. And I think that was very helpful to just get the hard skills part right. And again, in the hard skills part, what's very important is not only knowing things, but being test ready, right? Because you can be someone who really understands pieces and knows the answer, but unless you are test ready and know how to solve for it in a test, you're not going to be as successful. So that was super useful for me. The softer skills, and I think the overall experience at AIT, and I was very lucky that I had a chance to be involved in almost, I would say, most of the extracurriculars we did that back in the day, and I think that really helped my CV. And I remember on the softer skills part, it comes in handy when you're doing your interviews, because CAT is step one. You can get a certain percentile, which puts you in front of those interviews. I remember in my BE year, I think I had seven interviews within a month and a half or whatever the time frame was. And those 7 interviews, I remember taking the bus from Pune to Bombay, the big Volvo buses that used to run back then. And really being prepared, it helped to have, obviously helped to have that CV where you could talk about, oh, I've done X in dramatics, Y in debates, Z in whatever, and have the full story, and I come to the story part, but having a full view on why your experience fits. The part which was really helpful was the confidence that it gave me, right, from a softer skills perspective, to really put myself in front of those interviewers, which again are professors from the colleges you apply with. So that's it. If I answer your question, Shweta, the experiences in AIT and things like Akriti or our inter-college fest, I think I mentioned Verve earlier, things like that, they came in really handy on that softer skills development and just having that confidence. But the harder skills were really important to prep. And I remember in my TE and even my BE, there were a lot of times I would pass up on going for a Sunday or a weekend, making a weekend trip to a place nearby with friends because we had a mock CAT exam on Sunday, right? And I really focusing on getting that right. I think it's all about the number of hours you put in there. The third piece I just mentioned, story, I'll quickly touch that. It's very important to have a very clear story on why you want to do an MBA, right? And I think the reason it's important is think about those interviews. I mentioned those 7 interviews I went, and I met pretty much similar folks in each of those. Everybody, I think if I take 100 people in those interviews, out of the 100 people, let's say 50 were actually from IITs/NITs, and they all come in. They were all looking for a change in direction, but they also had great opportunities and options in front of them at that moment. Out of the remaining 50, maybe let's say 25 would be from an NIT or something else, which more renowned engineering college and so on. The remaining 25 had a few of us like from AIT, a few others from non-engineering colleges and so on as well. So I think there was a mix of people, but everybody had a very similar story. How do you, as an interview panelist, separate the really clear visionaries? And I say visionary in a very loose sense, but I think it's important to have a vision for yourself on why you want to do an MBA. So that helped. Again, I spent a lot of time prepping my story, reading up. There's so many different why MBA frameworks, and I don't want to go into that. But for me, it was a simple case of continuing to build on my soft skills, hard skills, but getting the brand and the network to help me achieve my dream at that point. So I think that was important to bring in. So to bring all of that together, I think so hard skills, soft skills, and literally having a very tight story.
So another question I had is regarding the story. So is just changing, wanting to change your direction, as in from a technical field to just something managerial? Because I think being in fourth year, usually the decision to go to a B school comes somewhere along the third year, where you kind of focus ki, I think कि अभी मुझे B school जाना है, and I think मुझे ये करना है. Is the reason कि मुझे engineering नहीं करनी है? I don't find this interesting enough of a reason or enough of that push ki, ठीक है, I should go and do an MBA.
And that's a good thing, and that's why I would say very important to have that clarity on, is it because, okay, I don't want to be an engineer and therefore MBA? Or is the answer, well, actually, I don't think I fit in engineering anyways. What are the other options? Of the other options, the part which makes the most sense is an MBA. And one thing which I want to clear, because I know a lot of people prep and even go into an MBA interview like, MBA करेंगे फिर एकदम तोप बन जाएंगे सीधा, right? And then you forget that in the end it is you plus 2 years with some, like I said, by the way, amazing learning, like really steep learning, especially in the first year, depending on where you are. But the part which is important to get right in the story is, I feel I have certain intrinsic characteristics, right? This is who I am. This is how, and it's almost going deep into saying, what are the kind of skills that I have today? Where do I see myself being able to apply those skills? And if I think I go into a job as an engineer versus, and again, as an MBA, it's a misnomer that MBA करके manager बनेंगे. नहीं, MBA करके शुरू में आप analyst बनोगे, right? So when you're an analyst or depending on which one, I obviously went into consulting where I was, sounds fancy, associate consultant as a name. I was actually an analyst, right? And you really start again at the bottom of the food chain, but you are starting in a place where you have a much quicker trajectory up, right? But also you are able to use and I've probably used the term problem solving so many times, but for me there are 3 elements. There's problem solving, which includes a combination of, give me 1 second, a combination of thought leadership as well as process leadership. Okay, I'll go back. Sorry, bye. I'll restart that and you guys are editing. So for me, there are really 3 things from an MBA. Once you go in and you get a job, right? Which is you have thought leadership and process leadership. You will be able to communicate in a certain way, whether it's written or verbal. And the third part, which is very important, how do you work with teams? And I think, by the way, AIT builds you up so well on that teamwork front. You really, whether it's through all the events that you do or really the bond that you get with batchmates, but really being able to empathize and work with different members of a team, I think is massive learning. And again, you start in the team as the junior most member, but work your way up. So that's something which is very, very important. I hope I answered your question to an extent, which is,
yes, sir.
Think about it as engineering need to therefore not MBA. MBA makes sense given what you want to do. This is something which fits the bill.
There are 2 ways this can go. You said there are 2 ways this can go. One is either I really don't have any interest in technology. Let me check out what are the options, which is why I do an MBA, or that MBA is what I think I'm good at. So either way I go, either way. It could go either way, right?
Absolutely. Exactly. And I think, and having that clarity in your story is important, because think about the interviews, right? By the way, one more thing which happens in the MBA interviews, and I can share, I remember putting it down on a blog. So I have like almost verbatim interviews from I think at least all of the IIMs from that time. And it's a combination of asking, why do you want to do an MBA? Again, I'm sure if I look back, my answers back then were a lot more rose tinted and or from rose-tinted glasses and very starry-eyed. But at the core of it, they also would ask you questions to understand how you think, right? How would you do from a problem-solving perspective? How would you approach a certain situation? So in fact, one of my clients in consulting had given me a story about what do you learn in consulting? And he said in consulting, you're literally learning that given a certain set of variables, what is the application? And it's something which is so logical that everybody can get it. But the important thing with MBA, not consult, with MBA is you learn how to think of it at simple first principles, but also communicate so people can understand it. So it's those two parts.
Right.